Hi everybody, Dr. Hurd here again to talk to you about holidays, vacation, and chaos. So one of the things that comes up pretty frequently in my office is that families have planned this great fun thing either for vacation or for a holiday, and it's loaded with fun, loaded with things that should be great for the family and great for the kids. But what ends up happening is there's a large scale upset, there's big arguments, things end in disaster, and that's how we end up talking about it in my office. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is simplifying holidays and simplifying vacations, and then giving a visual sort of representation of what kids can expect, similar to the calendar. And this would be more of a daily calendar that would be helpful for this. My first recommendation is that less is more when it comes to holidays and vacations. So we don't want to pack in, 45,000 things into one day. We should pick something that's fun, and we should plan it ahead of time, and we shouldn't overload, because what will happen at the end of a really fun day oftentimes is that we've just had too much fun, or too much fun syndrome ends in disaster. So what we should do instead is pick out the funnest things we can pick out, pare down the events, especially for holidays. I'll hear that a lot. Well, we had to do cookie baking and wrapping and present shopping, and then we went to this gingerbread event, and then we were going to also go to the light show. And by the time we got to the last two things, it was sort of a semi-disaster, which is not how we want the holidays to go. And so that's how holidays end up feeling stressful and negative, when in fact, if we pared down the activities a little bit, what we might find is we might enjoy the three activities that we had picked for that day, rather than getting upset and remembering the upset from doing 7 things. So that's the first suggestion, is paring down. The second suggestion is to use a visual, because the visual will really help kids sort of understand how their day is going to be structured. That's the other thing that gets tricky, is a lot of times we are creatures of habit. So are kids. So are all of us, actually. So the structure of work or the structure of school actually tends to go a teeny bit well, because kids know that that's what they can expect during the day, and teachers know this, so they've got their schedules laid out visually, and the kids know what to expect, which is partially how come that day goes well. But when we hit vacation or hit holidays, we have a whole bunch of new things that we hadn't really expected before. So one of the ways to kind of bring down the stress of that for kids, even though it seems exciting because there's so many great new things, is to put them in a visual daily schedule, so that we break it up. 9 a.m. we're going to do breakfast, 10 a.m. we're going to go do the last shopping of the year, and then we're going to go and stop by and see grandma about wrapping the presents, and then we're going to go over and decorate some cookies. We're going to have a number of those fun things in the day, but if we have a visual for what's coming next, it helps kids just kind of know what to expect next, and then to be able to just calm their minds and calm their bodies down, so that they have an understanding of, yeah, it's not a normal day, but it's going to be fun, and here's all the things that I can expect. I also would highly suggest building in just sort of a downtime, so just a couple hours just to sort of regroup during that fun day. Meaning that for the most of the part of the days that you're planning this great holiday fun, you are going to go and do activities, but then you also build in at least an hour or two just for sort of some chill time, and that's coming up in another lesson as well. So I'll talk more about that. But this is really helpful in making holidays, vacations, and other unusual times. For example, another example might be a day at school where we've got a holiday concert or a special assembly coming up. It's really helpful if you know about that ahead of time, and you can talk to the kid and put it on the calendar and talk about what that might look like and what that might feel like. Just because, again, it's something that's not typically in their day, it might help them know what to expect and help them to enjoy it and be positive, because that's what vacations and holidays are supposed to be all about.